This is another shell challenge. By little Simsie again. This one is the small Simsie shell. As always, the rules are you can do anything you want, you just can't change any walls that already exist. Um stop. She turned hers into this house. But there's a whole bunch of different things on it. I think I want to try to make, like, a restaurant, maybe? Some kind of, commercial lot. I think. That is a giant rock. That is 100% cheating. 100% cheating! They literally filled it with rocks. But most people were making houses. Type. See, a lot of people were making restaurants and stuff, so I want to try to do some kind of commercial lot, but I don't know what. Thinking either a museum or I think I want to do an art center. So I recorded this build on stream, I want to say over the weekend, Saturday maybe? Friday or Saturday. And it took forever and it's kind of a disaster. I spent, no kidding, like 20 minutes trying to figure out a roof. And then just deleted the entire roof. So yeah, it was a process. I did like how the roof was looking. Like, I like the idea of layering it with the triangles and stuff like this. It just, in the end, I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted to. I was having issues with, like, with when I had the different color patches, they weren't lining up the way I wanted to. And I figured that it would match a little bit better if it was just flat, because I ended up going for, I wanted it to feel like shipping containers, like a bunch of shipping containers that were like cut up and thrown together. So I figured I may as well leave it flat, and then we can just use the entire roof as an open space as well. But I really do like the like stepped up roof like that. I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, it looks interesting. It's a kind of a cool texture. So I might end up doing that eventually in a build of mine, but it was not for today. But yeah, I couldn't get the orange to fit right there, and I didn't want to make the red one smaller because that cut off the overhang that I needed, and I couldn't move it. I probably could have moved it, actually. But either way, I did try to keep it mostly to eco lifestyle for packs that I was using, just because of the shipping containers and stuff. Shipping containers isn't really eco lifestyle, but well, I mean the wallpaper is. So most of the stuff from other packs I did try to keep to eco lifestyle, but I don't remember if I actually ended up using other stuff. But yeah, I spent way too long making this rainbow building, and I still don't know how I feel about it. I keep going back and forth on either it's the best or the worst thing I've ever built in my life. After I changed the wallpapers again, like, for the fourth time, I decided to try messing around with columns, which was like another 10 minutes, but I couldn't get them to go up to the roof level, where it was angled, and I didn't like having the space there, so I did a lot of testing trying to get them to go taller, and you tried to move objects and everything, and I couldn't get it to work, so in the end we just went with no columns, and I think that's also about when I decided no on the roof altogether. Because I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted to, and I was really annoyed at that point. So just bye-bye roof and bye-bye columns. I changed to the other shipping container style wallpaper because I feel like it has a more secure, not secure, it has stronger corners, so it looks more like the edge of a shipping container. So we did that, and then I went through all the eco lifestyle, like doors and windows and stuff. I liked the big open one in the backyard. Kind of a yard. I don't like how so many of the windows are, like, have the big bump outs. I don't really understand that. I guess it might be part of, like, the modern architecture vibe that they were trying to go for with some of the eco-lifestyle stuff, but I was not a fan. I did like that fishbowl, like, I think it's called the aquarium window. That'd probably be something I use at some build some point, but, it couldn't get it to work. For the floor plan, I decided the only actual wall we would do would be for the bathroom. And then everything else, I just used half walls, and I just left open spaces where I wanted the, doorways to be. So that way the area was still kind of, sectioned off, but not fully enclosed. I don't know, it's felt more like a freer space, big community area that way. So that's what we ended up doing. And then I tried all the different windows, trying to find ones that would match for the bathroom, and I ended up with, I think, the long skinny rectangle one. Because I liked the way how I could raise it up. I was having issues alt placing stuff because earlier that day I had taken my entire keyboard apart, like, not just pulled the keys off, I had, like, taken the circuits out and everything, fully taken it apart, because I was trying to fix it. I'd spilled water on it. When I put it back together, I had the alt and the function keys swapped. So alt placing wasn't working because I wasn't pressing the alt key, and it took me way too long to figure that out. And then I fought with the ladder for, like, another 10 minutes, because it broke the lighting inside. So I had to redraw all the walls and stuff, trying to get it to work, because I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, because I didn't remember that ladders technically take out your ceiling, and I didn't want to put, like, a roof over where the ladder was, because I just wanted it to be flat. So in the end, I spent way too much time on this, and we ended up just sticking the ladders on the outside. So, put the ladder next to the back, quote-unquote, door. I ended up eventually putting up 2 ladders, just so it'd be symmetrical, and I ended up using the red ones, because there's no pink ladders, but it's kind of close enough, so we just went with it. Did I do wood flooring? Yeah, no, I ended up doing a mostly metal flooring everywhere. And I painted the walls to look like the inside of the shipping containers, and then on the half walls, I used, like, a wood, wallpaper that came with not cottage living, eco lifestyle, I believe, is where it was. And we used, like, I think the same wood in the bathroom, because a bunch of people got together, and that's just what they had on hand to build it. Was the goal I was aiming for. I don't know where they got all these giant windows, now that I think about it, but, that's just how they did. And who are we to question them? I then considered a whole bunch of different options for, like, the roof, because I wanted to have a fence on it so people won't just fall off the roof. But then I found the little color-coded ones, so people are definitely going to fall off of this roof, but that's not my problem, because there are neon-colored, tiny edges, and, that's their own problem. They shouldn't be on the roof. Well, I can't say that. I put a yoga class up there. And then I literally spent 20 minutes trying to figure out how to change the corner tiles of the floors, because if you do, what is it? Control F, you can change it to a quarter tile. And I swear, there's a way to do a half tile instead of just a quarter tile. But I couldn't find it. Couldn't figure it out. And I had done it in a build the other day, and I just couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I'm starting to think I hallucinated the entire thing. But, yeah. So we just did the roof to look like the top of the floor containers. And then I actually started furnishing it. I ended up having a art section in the smallest area downstairs with an easel, and then 3 kids' activity tables. And then we put a woodworking station against the other, in the other small bump out, and another easel back there. And then in the biggest room, we put the bar, and then I just tucked the keyboard into the little corner there, because I thought it fit nicely, and it would keep it out of the way. The original plan was to put the bubble thingy upstairs, but we ended up moving it later. I was really proud of, like, lining up the bar like that, but I wasn't entirely sure if Sims could walk around it, and I didn't feel like playtesting it. And I also wanted to fit the candle making table in, so I later moved it over a little bit to leave it a full plot of space. But I wanted this lot to be really useful and usable, so I tried to put in as much stuff as I could, especially from Eco Lifestyle. So we had the dumpsters so they could use the fabricators and the recycle machines. I brought in 2 different size murals. I didn't test it. I wanted to line it up next to the door, but it counted as intersecting, and I didn't want to break it, so... yeah. And then I fenced in the backyard, got mad... well, not yet, but I later got mad that there wasn't the gate. There's a cat in here. Hello, cat. But I put a bunch of stuff outside, like a fishing machine. There's the candle station next to the bar. There's... I believe that's a flower arranging station. Out there that I ended up putting next to the window by the bathroom. I think that's the flower arrangement table. I don't remember. But we put more murals outside. I tested all the different fences to figure out what went well. Turns out not a lot of things match rainbow, because rainbow is a lot. And if you pick just like one color, it feels like you're favoring that color. So I ended up going with the dark-ish colors that didn't match any of it. That's what worked it. And then I don't know why I did the chairs like that instead of just changing the color of them all. But then I moved it downstairs, so hopefully it's usable. I ended up putting a plant back in that corner, I think. Like I said, I didn't playtest the building, so I should have done that. This is about where I figured out that my alt placing was wrong, because the key tops were switched, which is why they weren't placing right. I had to pop the keycaps off and redo them. Get right. But I played around with the art and stuff. Almost put giant art in there. I don't understand the giant art. Where does that... would that fit in, like, some of the penthouse builds or something? Because I don't know where you're supposed to put that. I've never seen it in game. I also haven't looked for it, but it just seems extremely impractical. So I don't know. I hate it. Hi, kitty. And then I wanted it's from rugs. And then I realized I'm an absolute idiot while I was scrolling through the rugs, because there's one that's like a plant cell that you can get from a microscope, or I don't know where you get it. It looks like a plant cell, but that is not a bug, that is a cell. Oh my god, Charlie. It's a bug. No. No. Wait, do I want it's not a tarp, or do I want it's a tarp? This comes with camo. Obviously gotta get the camo. Maybe the gray camo blends better. So, yeah. Every once in a while, I'll scroll through the catalog, and my brain's like, hey, that's a thing! And then I'm like, no, that is not, in fact, a thing. That is a completely different thing. And I should not be allowed to make content on the interwebs, being this... Ow! Stupid. Morgan. I don't know how such a small cat manages to be the most annoying thing in the world. She's like, shut up and scratch my butt. Yeah? But we're coming to the finishing touches of the, build. I thought about putting in, like, a karaoke station, and then decided against it, because if we wanted to hear your Sims sing, we would go to a karaoke lounge. And then I put up a yoga thing up on the roof. I think there was an issue. I don't know if it was the lighting or what, but a lot of the yoga mats were being, like, bright white when I put them up, until I messed around with the swatches. So, that was weird, but I ended up liking the darker swatches the most anyway. And then I got all the way to the end, and I realized I hadn't customized the lighting at all. It was all still default lights. So I was like, I should fix that. That's a problem. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? I didn't ask for this. But also, a lot of the industrial lights hang really low, and I was afraid that the Sims would walk into them and get stuck, and they were intersecting with some of the furniture. Which is weird, because I did consider making the walls taller, but then I would have had to adjust all the windows and everything, and I liked that the windows were floor to ceiling, which they wouldn't have been, because I don't think there's taller variations of those windows, so we just left it the way it was and changed the lights I picked out. That's usually what I do, is lights are easy to change because you don't really look at them anyway. So all else fails. Lights. Huh. Lights! But I actually really like that origami art thingy. It's not something you'll ever use in, like, a real build. I don't think, but I thought it would actually work for a art center. Especially, like, a community-made one, because you could, I don't know, one of the... Ow. Ow! You're scratching me. You're scratching me! She's like, you stopped petting me. This is what you deserve. One of the, people who, like, helped build the place made it or something. And then you have to throw in landscaping, because of course you do. I should have just put, like, farm plots or something out, so people could just grow them themselves. But then you'd probably end up with a situation where no one comes to take care of the plants, and then they all die. And then you have no plants, and the build looks terrible. The build already looks terrible. The plants would not have made it worse. Who are we kidding? And then I realized I should probably put some music in, and I think I ended up going with Americana music were the speakers I picked. I don't. But I think 2 speakers in, and then I was just looking for some clutter. I found this arch, which I thought was adorable, and I wanted to, well, not an arch, but like a... When I say arch, I think of a wedding arch, but like, it covers the path thing, but it's too small for the path we had, and I didn't feel like making a new one, so I didn't. So, but in the end, I kind of ran out of things to add to the build, and I also didn't want it to be too cluttered, so... Let me see if I can see what speaker we grab. Oh, world music, not Americana. The Americana ones I think were red, white, and blue, and I was like, that's disgustingly America. Let's not. So, I didn't do that. Ow, don't bite me. And then I added some of the eco lifestyle, the landfill and recycle and eco lots and the home studio one, lot traits and challenges to help it be a better place, I guess. And I think that ended up being the end of it. And then figured out it's easier instead of having to update the description twice when I upload it and then when I like just save it. I figured out that I could just change it from manage worlds, and then when I upload it to the gallery, I believe it transferred automatically, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but I don't like typing. Oh, nope, it did not save the thing. It had the old one anyway. I was wrong. I'm usually wrong. I don't have a good memory, if you can't tell. But I enjoyed these shell challenges, and I like doing them, and I had fun with this one, as stressful as it was. So, with that, I will hopefully see y'all in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the build. If you have any other build challenges or shell challenges you want me to try, let me know down below, and I will do my best. But, as always, take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and be the dopamine you want to see in the world. Bye! Mostly because that build was terrible. This math I was doing earlier is also terrible.